Recently, I was forwarded a link to an article titled, "If you live till 2050, you may never die, say experts." And it goes on to explain that experts say that by the year 2050, immortality will be a real possibility, but only for the rich in the beginning. But by 2060, immortality will be widely available to everyone. That means not dying by natural means. You could still get hit by one of Elon Musk's flying cars, or zapped by aliens from outer space, or slip on a banana skin and smash your skull, or be killed by a terrorist, or there are so many other ways you can die, but by natural means you won't die. And it goes on to qualify within the article that, well, at least you may live a very long life, which isn't really immortality. I wasn't sure if by sending the link, the sender was urging me to somehow or other live to 2050, and then I can live forever. Or maybe giving me something to speak about, or just sharing something of interest. But anyway, here I am speaking about it. The article elaborates how scientists are researching and purporting to extend life by genetic adjustments, reprogramming cells to reverse aging, by prosthetics, 3D printing organs, and inserting them into the body to replace old and worn out ones, or making artificial limbs. That's going on already, right? Prosthetic hands, hip replacements, stem cell treatments. And what about this one? Downloading your consciousness into a computer. Whoa! Preventing disease by more and more research. While some scientists, experts, are researching how to prolong life, many more are working on various ways to kill humans and others by manufacturing more and more weapons for defense. Anyway, the experts said it, we're going to be immortal, so it must be true. I always doubt it when I see the word experts. Most of the time when you see the word experts, they talk so many bizarre things. No so-called expert has come anywhere near to stopping death. So what are they expert in? Notice they say, if you live to 2050, you may never die. It's all maybe, 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 maybe. That's not science. Maybe, 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 maybe. It's all a big bluff, a post-dated check. Just like if someone says, okay, I'll give you $1 million. Here's a check, and it's post-dated to 2050. What's the use? Can you pay your utilities bills in post-dated checks? The last month's utilities, water, light, electricity, and you give a check. You send a check for 2050. You'll be thrown in prison. These atheistic so-called scientists don't believe that there is a God who orchestrates life and death. These atheistic so-called scientists can neither give life, although they are always talking about, yes, by 2050 we'll be making life in the laboratories. They can neither make life nor can they stop death. They're simply wasting money and their whole life on useless research. I remember as a kid, 60 years ago, hearing that experts say that by the year 2000 or by the year 2025, we'll be immortal. Scientists will make us immortal. It's always just in the future, just now coming. Just like since I was a child, I've been hearing that Jesus is coming soon. And the way they say it, it sounds very convincing. You might become convinced yourself until you realize that scientists, Christians, have been saying that for 2,000 years. He's coming soon. He's just now coming. So it's like that. The bluffing so-called scientists they're always saying, well, we're going to create life or we're going to stop death. It's always just now, coming in the future. Someone who believed them was Walt Disney, who got his body frozen with the idea, after he died, he got his body. It was in his will that he could be frozen and then he could be brought back to life. He actually believed the scientists' bluff that they'd be able to bring dead bodies back to life. Unfortunate for poor old Walt, he had his body unfrozen because I guess his family members wanted to get their hands on his loot. Anyway, stick around if you like till 2050. If you like, it's not in your hands. 2050, we will stop death, we'll have immortality. This presumes that by 2050, the scientists won't wipe out most of the population by nuclear war, biological warfare, or climate extinction driven by scientific advancement. I doubt if I'll live to 2050, but if you do, remember this talk and see what the scientists are saying then. In just a few more years, we'll make people immortal. It's always just a few more years. It's natural to desire to live forever. Bhagavad Gita tells us why. And how we can actually live forever. We can't live forever in these mortal bodies. They're called mortal bodies. The very word mortal means it's destined to die. But life is not simply a chemical combination. Life comes from the soul which animates the body. Although scientists won't believe it, atheistic scientists won't believe it, you and I and every living being are much, much more than the sum total of the various chemicals that make up our bodies. We are all eternal, spiritual, living beings. Life means another kind of energy than matter. It is spiritual energy. This energy is never destroyed. That's why death means that the soul leaves the body and goes to another body according to the laws of karma. It also means we've been in many bodies. So the desire to live forever is natural because we are eternal beings, but due to contaminated consciousness, Bhagavad Gita explains, we get body after body after body in 8,400,000 species of life. That particular number of species is given in Padma Purana, not exactly in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita teaches us to live forever by getting out of the cycle of birth and death, which is impelled by the desire to try to enjoy matter, to try to enjoy this material world. So even if theoretically the scientists can extend the lifespan, and theoretically, just forget it, the idea that you're going to live immortally in this body. But even if you can extend the lifespan, what is the use? There are trees that live for thousands of years. There are fish that lives for hundreds of years. what is the use of a long life unless you have developed consciousness? You simply have to suffer in this material world. The idea that we will enjoy this world, we will enjoy that we are matter and that we are meant for enjoying matter, is the root cause of our dying and being born again and again and again. So purification of consciousness is required. That means becoming free from lust, greed, anger, envy, illusion, pride, and various other forms of madness. And accepting that there is a controller, there is God, and that we are all meant for serving God, whose specific name is Krishna. He has many names. His specific name is Krishna. And by understanding his teachings in Bhagavad Gita and accepting our position of eternal servitorship to him, instead of making phantasmagorias of living forever, we can actually live forever by getting out of the cycle of birth and death and attaining our spiritual form in the spiritual world with Krishna. This idea, I will live forever, I will be invincible, was propagated by many great demoniac personalities in the past. Notably, Hiranyakashipu was a great demon who got the blessings to not be killed in the day or the night, inside or outside, in the sky and the land or the water, by any animal or by any human or by any living being. He got so many benedictions. But ultimately he was killed directly by God himself. You can't escape death. As long as we're in materialistic consciousness, we must die again and again and again. When we come to spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness, then we become free from birth and death. There's a beautiful little book by our spiritual master, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, called Beyond Birth and Death. Please read it. Don't believe these crazy so-called scientists with all their bluffing promises. Believe what Krishna says. Hare Krishna.